Okay, so welcome to the OneNote video tutorial. So what we're going to look at here is, I guess, a basic overview of OneNote, some of the things that it can and can't do. We'll also look at setting up class notebooks and how you would use class notebooks. It's going to be a very quick overview just to get you started. So the first thing that you'll notice when you start up OneNote, you'll just have to excuse all my class stuff here, but you'll see over on the left hand side here we have all the different notebooks. Okay, you can set one up for each subject, and then have the subject dividers like you can see at the top here. Same as in your binder, you would have your folder, then you would have your subject, or the subject dividers, and then within each of those you'd have your pages. Okay, it's the same principle here. So we've got my informatics class, my VCE class, we've got my resources there and my unit 3 tab, so they're the section dividers, and then in the resources section, which I'm currently in, you can see that there are a few resources there. So what we'll do is we'll jump into having a look at the folder now. So if I click on the little down arrow here and expand it, this is everything that is set up for my particular class. And this is a class notebook. So you'll see that there's a collaboration space, there's a content library, and then all of the students are listed in your class. Right? So the first thing we'll look at is the teacher only section, which is something, if you've set up a class notebook, the teacher can enable or disable as they please. I keep all my lesson planning and all that sort of stuff in there, so you can see I've got my lesson outlines for the entire unit. I share these with the kids, so there's just a few examples of some of the things that we've done. You can share, you can choose not to share. It's entirely up to you. I have, like you've already seen, my resources section again with all the pages in there, and then there's then there's unit 4 as well as a section. I have a textbook for myself, digital copy, which I've inserted. You can insert PDFs, you can print anything you want, Word documents, you can put it all into OneNote, and then there's no need to actually print anything out. So that's the teacher only section. The kids won't be able to see it unless you share it, share individual pages. But yeah, next we have our collaboration space. So this is a space where everyone can work on a project together, or you can have, again, section dividers, so they can work in groups. So you can do group work, you can do individual work, you can jump in and all do it together. So it's really good for brainstorming activities and little group tasks that you might have to do. You can type in it wherever you want. There's no sort of restrictions. It's really easy to set up a new section. You just click on the section there and you can call it whatever you want to call it. Let's call it, oops, that didn't work. Let's call it a test section. Okay, and then so that's renamed up the top there. Hello, this is the name of our page. So you'll see over here on the right hand side, you've got add page, you've got the name of the page that we're on. If you want to add a page above, click on the little plus, it'll add it above, or if you want to add it below, then it will add it below. Okay, you can, like I said, there are no restrictions. If you want to, you can highlight, you can draw, you can put in pictures, online picture, video, you can link, you can even record video and audio in the OneNote. You can put in stickers, all sorts of stuff. If you want to, you can draw. A little bit difficult with the mouse and what have you. If you want to highlight stuff, much easier with a touchscreen. So if you've got a BYOD surface, that will be a lot easier for you. You can use your finger if you want. You can all the same stuff as Word, with a few extra bits and pieces. There's ink to math. So if you've got equations that you want to, let's say 2 plus, I'm trying to do this on the computer, equals 6. We all know it doesn't, but anyway, if we want to do ink to math, oh, that's right, I did it wrong, my bad. So you write it in there, 2 plus 2 equals 6, and then you can insert it, and it will do it there. I did that wrong, so just ignore the first example. You can also do ink to text, so it'll do character recognition, so it's really cool in that regards. And this is a space where everyone is able to everyone's able to see it, everyone's able to share. So anything that you put in here, just be mindful of. If it gets too much of a distraction, the teacher can actually disable it too. Next we have the content library. So this is like where all your handouts, this is your plastic pocket that you cram all your handouts that you get into, except you can organize it much better. So again, you've got all your section dividers across the top here. Any extras that don't fit on, they will be put into that little drop down area there. So you can see administration stuff, the textbook, orientation, problem solving, and this is all the different subjects that we cover over the course of informatics, which would obviously be different. Students, you don't have access to write to this, so only the teacher can put stuff in for you. All the students can do is copy it. So if you wanted to, say, get a copy of a handout, let's go into databases, for example. Here we go. If you wanted to get a copy of a PowerPoint, for example, you would have to right-click and copy, okay? And then you would have to go into your folder and, for example, put it into the class notes. Copy it and then right-click again and paste. Then you have a copy of that you can annotate and you can make notes on. You can, again, click and you can type anywhere that you want to. Okay, so picking up where we left off. So you can copy and paste it into your folder because the content library only allows you to read. So it's the place where you would put all your handouts. If you printed something and you wanted to give the kids access to it, then you would put it into the content library. Then they can go in, kids, you guys can go in and you can grab it from there, or you can just read it and refer to it. It's entirely up to you. So that is they're the three main spaces in the OneNote. Next we come to the student section. So as a teacher, you can see everyone in your class. Okay, as a student, you guys can only see yourself. So Aiden can only see his folder, Alex can only see his folder, Ali, same thing. So no one can actually see what the other person is storing in their folder. So it's secure in that sense. Your teacher can set up the folders for you. You can also go in and create new folders just by right-clicking. You can even rename. You can't delete the folders that the teacher has created for you, though. You can create new sections if you want to. You can change the colors. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. Now, we've looked at drawing. Okay, we don't really need to investigate these, but this is just where you would go if you delete pages. Actually, no, you can't delete pages. So no, you'd never use this section. You could use the review section, you spell check, thesaurus. That's pretty much all you would use it for. You can change the view if you want, so you can change it to a full page view, so you hide the navigation bars and all that sort of jazz. If you do accidentally do that, you can just click these two little arrows here and it will return you to your normal view. If you want to access the ribbon though, just click those three dots up the top and then you can pick what you want and then go back to what you were doing. Okay, so that's our normal view. You can also change the page color if you don't like the white. You can put lines in if you're handwriting. You can even put in grid lines if you want to do grid lines too. I'll just change it back to none. You can change if you want to remove the title, you can remove that. You can change your paper size. If you want to do like a bigger project, you can set it to A3, A4, A5, whatever it might be. But we're not going to do that either. You can zoom in, zoom out. If you've got a surface, then you can just use the two fingers to zoom in. If you don't have the surface, you won't be able to do that. What else we got? Nothing else really in that section. Learning tools, you can have it read stuff to you. For example, it will take all the text and...
A method that organizations use to collect data is an online form. There are many different types of data that can be collected via this method, such as text /string, a mix of letters /numbers, numeric integer.
So you can get it to read it to you. You can change the voice speed. You can change the person who's reading it to you. If you want to download more, you can download more. Class notebook, this is what the teacher would see when they set up a class notebook. It's just literally the place where you would go to share pages, review work, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to go into that. So we've looked at a lot of the features of OneNote, what you can and, well, not so much what you can't do, because there is, let's be honest, a lot of stuff that you can do with OneNote. But the one thing that you're probably wondering, how can I use this to record my work in my classes? Are you one of those people that like to rule up and do your Cornell notes, you focus note taking, using the method that you've been taught, or are you one of those people that just don't really follow the rules or what you've been taught? Anyway, if you're one of those people that like to use the Cornell notes, I have 3 templates here that would be of use to you. Now, the really cool thing about OneNote, once you've created your own notebook, or if your teacher creates the class notebook for you, you can pick and choose how when you click add new page, how it structures it. So you can create templates. If you want to, for example, use the Cornell notes that are displayed here, you can come up to your Insert tab and go across to Page Templates. Okay, and if you click, you'll get a load of suggestions there. You can even create your own. So if you click on the very bottom option where it says Page Templates, it will bring up another, let's say, side window. These are my templates that I've created, and then there are more suggestions down here, so a whole heap more. If you want to use a specific template and like always use it, so it doesn't matter whether you click new page, by the little plus that I showed you earlier on, or whether you click add new page up here, it'll add it at the end of the section here. If you want to use a template as a regular thing, go to the page that you would like to use, 3-column, 2-column, whatever it might be, and then down the bottom here it says save current page as a template. So you can save it there and type it in. If you want to set it as the default, tick that box, and then whenever you create a new page in that particular section, it will come up with your template. So now, if I was to create a new page, it will paste the same thing in straight away without me having to go and create the template. If I go into another section, it won't actually do that. So you would have to go back in and you would have to set that up for yourselves. But in terms of your note taking, like we all learn differently. Some people are really good at handwriting, others are really good at typing, others would prefer the digital method. OneNote is really good because it essentially is your binder. It replaces your pen and paper binder with a digital version that you don't necessarily need to take your binder home with you, because if all your subjects were using OneNote, it automatically synchronizes all of the pages. So you could do some classwork, let's say student success, you're doing some work on organization and you've created a collaborative project or something like that, and you want to keep working on it at home. All you have to do is go home, log into your account, and all of the pages will be there. You can access OneNote through the application, so desktop application, or you can even go into Chrome and you can do it through there. So I'll bring up, when it lets me, go to Microsoft Office Home. So that you would get to through your compass. Go down there, Office 365, click on that link and it will take you to basically here. If I wanted to go to my OneNote, just click on the OneNote app here, and I've got all my recent notebooks showing up there. So let's go back into the informatics one. Once it loads, I have access to everything that you saw earlier on in the piece. Seems to be taking its time. Here we go. So there's all the students. There's my teacher only section. There's the content library. It's all still there. It's just in a different form. So OneNote is really good because you can access everything that you would have access to in your binder anywhere. If you've got any questions, just yell out.